Hi, I'm Tracy from XLAce, and this is a very quick demonstration of the new ACE calendar file that you can download for free from my website. The intention of this file is for you to enter all of your tasks or your activities or your events into a simple spreadsheet, and then you can view them on a calendar view on a month by month basis. So what you can see here in this file, I can change the month here with the pick list, or I can change the year. So you can select whichever month or year you want to view once at a time, individually, once at a time. So what I've done within this file, by the way, it's been set up with using lots of different formulas and conditional formatting. And what I've done is I've protected all that and hidden it all, just because you don't need to see it all. It's already set up for you. It's already done. You won't need to edit any of it. So I've hidden it from view, so you can't see. If I click onto there, for example, you can't see what the formula is in that cell. You also can't edit the cells either, and you don't need to. The only cells on this file, on this sheet, that you can edit are these green ones at the top, so you can change the month and the year. So currently this is showing the November view. If I just click onto the November and change it to October, you can see it changes and shows the activities that are linked in for October. I could also, if I wanted to, change it to a different year. So that's now October 2025. Obviously, there are no events at this point. There's no activities put in for that year, for that month and year. We haven't planned that far into advance. But going forward, we don't need a different file for each year, which is brilliant. Usually you'd have to have a whole new file and you'd have to save a copy and delete all the data. But with this, you can just carry on, put all of the events in for forever, which also gives you a good history. You can always go back and look at, what happened 6 months ago or whatever you need to do. So the way this works, let me just put that back onto 24 so we actually have some data. The way it works, we have this database sheet here, and in this sheet you literally have a row for each individual date. So you would literally type in some date. So if I put in, let's put the 22nd of November 24, so that tells me that's a Friday. This also pops up and gives you a clue. It tells you have to enter the date in the format dd/mm/yy. So you have to do that so that it can figure out which bit's the day, the month and the year. If you didn't and you put in just some text, it will shout at you basically and say, no, you're not allowed to do that. So unless you enter something that is in a correct date format, it wouldn't let you enter it. So I've correctly put in the 22nd there. I could put in, let me just put event 1 in there. I could put in the location that it's going to take place at, which might be at the office. It might be, you can put an address or whatever you need in there. And this green cell here has got a pick list in, so you can see there's an arrow appears to the right. So here I can select a different type, a different category if you like. So I can say what type of event it is. So if this was project work, I could select that. And then in the yellow cell, it automatically would tell me what the colour is for that type. So project work has been assigned to a red colour. Let me just digress and show you on this setup page. That's where the list of types come from. So the green cells in here you can edit. So if you wanted to change this to, in fact I won't change anything because it will upset things, but you can literally just overtype those. So as you can see, just type in. Okay. What you can't change is the colours that they're assigned to. So these colours are assigned to the specific rows. So whatever you put onto row 3 there will always become yellow. So you're not in control of changing the colours, but you can change the descriptions and which colour you assign each of them to. So back onto this database sheet here. So I've now put in event 1. It's going to take place in the office. It's been assigned to project work, so it's going to go red. I could, if I have a second activity on that same day, this is restricted by the way, so you can only enter 2 activities in a day. So if you need more than that, you'd have to have this adapted manually. So let me put in there just event 2, and I can assign this to, I'll just assign it to on-site meeting, which has been assigned to the colour yellow. So automatically now, when I go back to the diary, you should see the 22nd of, let me change this to November, change it to November, and on the 22nd there's event 1 and event 2, and it's got the red and the yellow colours accordingly. So that's fab. The other brilliant thing now is if I go in and say, actually, that's going to be the 26th, you can just change the date in there. As soon as you go back to the diary, you can see they're now appearing on the 26th, which is ACE. And that's as simple as it is. You literally use a new row in here for each individual date, and you can put up to 2 activities in. So it's super simple, and the beauty is that you can't edit any of this. You can literally change it back to October there, and you can see there's your October events. The fab thing that this does is it knows all about leap years, and it knows that February 24 had the 29th, but February 25 won't have a leap year, so that will just stop at the 28th. So it automatically pulls all those things in for you. The other thing it takes care of, obviously, is that there are 31 days in October, but November only has 30. So again, it's one less thing for you to worry about. It manages all of that for you. So I hope you find that useful, and it's free to download, so feel free to share.